What's up everybody, it's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out these Durabilt Ratcheting Chain Binders with a foldable handle. You can see it's really good for tying down heavy machinery. This thing isn't going anywhere, it's staying right where it is. Let's check it out. A chain binder you're going to really need to use on heavy equipment. So we have a skid steer here today, and that's what we got tied down. We clearly couldn't use ratchet straps. Those are going to snap. Those aren't going to be able to hold something this big. That's why you need to use chains with it. And with chains, you can't really ratchet them with a mechanism like you can do a ratchet strap to get them tight and put tension on them. That's where the chain binder comes in, because that's what it does. You hook up both hooks to ends of the chains here. The chain's wrapped around the skid steer and here in our stake pocket, and then this portion ratchets, pulling the hooks in, pulling the chain tight, so you can see it's not moving. There's a bunch of tension on there, and that's going to hold up when you're going down the road. Let's see how it works. So right away, you got the folding handle. There's like a small button here, silver one, you push on the opposite side. That's going to allow you to fold the handle back out so you can actually use it. Now if I bring this back up, this knob, you turn, right now it's on the tighten. So if it's pointing towards the handle, it's going to ratchet so it tightens it up. So we're going to pull this knob out, turn it around. Now it's in loosen mode. So now I'm going to start ratcheting it. And it's going to have these hooks come out now and release that tension that's on the chains. You'll see them start to droop down and not be as tight. So now you see how loose they are. I'll just slide the hook off and show you. So now we're going to go back and tighten it back up. So I'm going to try and aim for one of these links, slide that into place right there. We've got this chain run through our stake pocket and hooked up on the top. See how loose it is here. So come back, put the knob with the arrow pointing towards the handle, because that's what's going to tighten it up. I can put one hand on the barrel here. This is the barrel. You can kind of start to turn that way as you ratchet, just to get it a little quicker going. And then once it gets harder, you can use the handle to get that real tension out, or in. You can see now I can't really turn the barrel with my hand as easily, so I'm going to use the handle. Now you can see it's nice and tight. And then when you're done, you just push that button and fold the handle down. That's how easy it is to use the ratcheting chain binders. Now there is other chain binders out there, like the snap chain binder, and that's more of a lever action. So you're going to use a lever to pull that tension on those chains. You might even have to use a bar if it's really heavy duty to get that tension on there. So then it's going to be a lot of tension packed in there. And then when you go to take it off, you're going to have to snap that tension. So when you go to use that lever, it's going to pop up. It's going to be a little bit dangerous, a little bit scary, but that's why I like the ratcheting one better, because you can slowly tighten it down and then slowly back it off. There's no snapping or any sudden movements here while you're doing that. Back to the ratcheting chain binders though, there's a bunch from Durabilt that they offer, with just depending on what you need or what you want. So the different versions they have is, now we have the folding handle here. There's one that has a removable handle, so the handle straight up comes off. That way nobody can mess with it when you're not around, and it's just easier for storage. You know, when you go to store all four of these in the same container or same place, if the handle doesn't move, that's going to be in the way, because that's another option too. There's one where the handle just sticks straight out. It doesn't fold down or remove. It's there. It still works just the same. It's just going to take up more space with that handle not moving. Something else to consider is thinking about what you're actually going to be tying down with this, because there is working load limits on chain binders. For instance, this one's going to have a safe working load limit of 12,000 pounds. And then you got to think about what kind of chains it's going to work with too. So make sure it's compatible with the chains you got or the ones you order, or make sure those are going to work with the equipment you're going to use. You see on the hook, it says it here. It's going to work with thicknesses of 3/8 of an inch all the way up to 1/2 of an inch. And there's a few different versions of the folding handle one that have different weight capacities. This one's going to be 18,100 pounds, safe working load limit, and it's going to work with chains from 1/2 of an inch all the way up to 5/8 of an inch of thickness chain. There's also going to be a smaller one that's going to have a safe working load limit of 8,800 pounds, and then it's going to work with chains of 5/16 all the way up to 3/8 of an inch thickness. And once you've got that all figured out with whatever you're hauling, whatever you're tying it down with, you got the right chains and the right chain binder, make sure you look at the safe working load limit on the chains themselves. If that's lower than the chain binder, you want to go by that, just because you don't want those chains to break while you're hauling this. And compared to some of the other ratcheting chain binders, This is contained, so the ratcheting portion is all in here, so you can't see it. So that's a good thing, because the red paint seems like it's holding up, because the parts on the other ones, when it was exposed, when you activate the pawl, it would just go ahead and scrape that away and you'd see the paint coming off. Here you can't see it in there, so it's going to stay nicer, longer than some of the other ones. Another benefit though is dirt and debris can't get in there to affect the ratcheting mechanism. It's all contained, like I said, in there, and it's kind of protected. So I like that part of that compared to the other ones. And it's also rated to use chains from grade 70 all the way up to grade 80. Overall, these are great chain binders. I really like the ratcheting style over all the other ones. It's just easier to slowly build that tension or release that tension, and it's safer too. You don't have to worry about it popping like you do with the other snap ones. This is going to be the better option, and it's going to make sure this stays tension and this isn't going anywhere when you're going down the road. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.